Hi, my name is Amanda, and I'm going to talk to you today about my research synthesis, e-learning, social media, and social networking. I'm going to start with basically what those definitions are. E-learning is going to take that E from email and electronic and really put it with distance learning, which really is going to give more of those platforms for online learning. It might be something with a bulletin board system like Blackboard. It might be something that is all online. It might be a hybrid or it might just have a technology component added into a traditional course. The other definitions that you really need to know are social media versus social networking. Social media is kind of an all-encompassing web umbrella, which we would find social networking underneath. Social media is going to be your Web 2.0 platforms. That's going to be anything basically that you're using with a user interface, especially those that like Flickr or any type of hosting site that's going to have images, video, etc. Social networking, on the other hand, is really more of that network. So you're going to see LinkedIn, you're going to see Facebook, you're going to see Twitter, Instagram, things like that that are really more about the actual sharing and connecting of people versus the sharing of information. Implications for learning there both have great influences, and you're going to see much more social media use already implemented than social networking. In my studies, I found that social media use is on the rise, as well as social networking is on the rise within that e-learning platform. There are huge social networking implications that really need to be addressed before we can really move forward and have this be a great learning tool. University policies really have to be addressed, as well as understanding that there may not be a component that is out there right now that really takes all of the pieces that we need. Facebook was not made for e-learning, and without dramatic things, it probably won't be that end-all be-all platform. But if we can take some of the best policies from Facebook, some of the great things from other places such as Blackboard, Moodle, and Modo, and kind of make them into our own site, we may be able to use them in a future. Or if you're just willing to give up and know that Facebook isn't going to be perfect, and kind of make some guidelines within that, you're really going to find the best of both worlds. The biggest barrier I found to the implementation is faculty understanding and faculty willingness. There's really not a lot of it out there. One study that I found, I kind of divided my synthesis into three sections, one being studies of implemented technology already, another being what are the barriers for the future, and the third is being student perceptions. This is from the first section, which is going to be looking at what has already been implemented. A great study for that is it a tool suitable for learning? A critical review of literature on Facebook as a technology enhanced learning environment. 23 studies. It really kind of broke down Facebook versus Blackboard, found that Facebook had a much higher user rating and likability versus Blackboard, which is very interesting because a lot of universities pay a lot of money to use Blackboard. And if students aren't using it and students aren't enjoying it, could universities take something like Facebook and take more of the money out, making it more accessible to more users? Huge hurdles that they've really found, and this goes back, there is not a lot of social media policy in that university guidelines, like you'll see copyright and other things like that. The other biggest, and this was their opinion, faculty resistance is going to be key. They are resisting really. Most faculty members do not want to use social media platforms and social networking platforms within e-learning environments, and that's going to have to change. There's studies that are already saying that between 84 and 99% of college users use Facebook. We need to embrace social media and social networking change. The second study I'm going to touch on is the state of social media policies in higher education. This was a great study. It found that on average, only a quarter of higher education institutes have a social media policy. This is going to be more likely at the doctoral, larger university, graduate level university. They have almost a 50% rate, but when you get down into those associate and community college rates, you're looking at 2 to 10% of colleges have that. And as e-learning comes to more and more places, it's going to have to be addressed. Another study that I found was Facebook use, envy, depression, and among college students. Is Facebook depressing? This was really important to me because if we're going to study something and we're going to implement something, it is important to know that this is a good thing for students. And a lot of has been thrown around that Facebook is depressing to people. This study found that Facebook users can become depressed if they become envious. However, when Facebook envy is controlled for, Facebook use actually lessens depression. This was really important to me because if we can set up those university guidelines that are going to promote that great environment, we're really going to be able to use e-learning and social media and social networking platforms in order to better scape our e-learning communities. And we really need to do that to not only accommodate our learners, but also to be able to accommodate learners that are coming in that we don't even know about yet. If we can't embrace the social change that we have seen in social networking skills over the past 10 years, we're going to have a huge problem because children are going to come in with these skills and our professors are not going to have them. If you have any questions, please let me know, and I look forward to hearing from you.